Very good evening. Welcome to your MA live sessions, October 2023 onwards. I am your trainer, CA US-CMA qualified Anshu Budhia. And just to tell you about myself, I am having a work experience of more than 13 years now. And I am into this education industry, teaching ACCA for the last 8 years. And as I can see in the group, there are many students the names of whom look familiar to me. So I believe they are our students who have studied other subjects from me as well. I can see here. And at VGLD destination, we ensure that you are not just studying to clear the exams, but you're studying to excel. You're studying to more evolve as a professional from the day one, so that when you progress in your ACCA journey from foundations to skills to P levels and then to an affiliate, you are learning and you're evolving as a professional at all the levels. Okay, so for your MA subject, I will be your trainer to ensure that you guys are absolutely crystal clear with all the concepts that are being taught in the class, as well as you are practicing hard. That by the time we finish with the syllabus, you're almost done with your, personal self-study syllabus for the portions, that you're revising at your own. And then probably you should be appearing for the exam very soon now, once we complete with the syllabus. Yeah. Thank you, Pavan. Good to see you in MA as well. I know you were there for FA. So good to see these familiar faces. Good evening, Yuvraj. A very good evening. And to everybody in the class, a very, very good evening to all of you. Yeah. And guys, before we proceed with the session, just I want to know about you all. I mean, just write it in the chat box, especially those who are attending the ACCA classes for the first time. Just tell me about what expectations are you carrying for ACCA from yourself? How much efforts are you ready to give in? Are you ready to attend live sessions regularly? Can you give me that commitment, all of you? That you would be attending the live sessions regularly, unless and until it is very urgent of not attending. I understand those reasons. That's great. I want that commitment. Very well done, all of you. I can see those yes, and that's very encouraging for me and for you as well. So we will work together to ensure that you guys are clearing your exams. That's great, Himanshi. So we will ensure now we will work together to ensure that you're clearing your exam, not just in first attempt. I mean, my target is not just to make you clear the exam and pass the exam. I want you all to get certificates from ACCA for getting the merit marks. Okay, so I want that from all of you, and I know you all can do it with efforts. There's two things I would require from all of you, just two things. Oh, that's great. It's more than welcoming, Ritika. So all of you, we will work together, okay? Just two things I require from all of you. First, attending your live sessions regularly, unless and until it's really, really urgent. Okay, you're not going to skip it. Just a moment. Sorry, there was just some disturbance. Anyways, merit marks means when you score more than 75 above. And we have in MA a lot of students in every term, those who score easily more than 80. So last term only, there was a student who scored 93, then 85, 90, 80, 75. They are very, I mean, they are the marks that we expect regularly, and we get those results also regularly. Just that, like I was saying, I just need two commitments from all of you. Number one, to attend the live sessions regularly, okay, and to do the homework that I'm going to give you regularly in the classes. Do not delay it. I'll give you homework in today's class. I will be discussing in the day after tomorrow's class. The pattern is like this. When I give you when I give you homework in the class, then I discuss it in the next class. So I want you all to be that quick and regularly studying with your classes. See, it's not very heavy sessions that we have, 2 hours a day, thrice a week. That's only kept keeping in view that you need time for your studies as well. So just keep studying regularly, follow the classes, go have the speed along with the classes, be absolutely conceptually clear with whatever we do in the class. Okay, whatever concepts we are studying, whatever questions we are solving, be absolutely crystal clear, be absolutely conceptually clear in those sessions, in those topics. Nobody is going to do rote learning. Okay, so that learning, or that, what do you call it, just learning and not understanding, that thing is not allowed in the class. I mean, that nobody is going to do, because please keep in mind, we are doing ACCA, right? You guys are doing ACCA, and that's not a PCOM or a school level exam. That's a typical professional exam. So in the exam, you would be judged on your understanding, right? You are not going to mug up. Okay, you're not going to mug up. Yes, Lord Roshan, perfectly, thank you. No mugging up will be there. If you're not clear with the concept, you can ask me 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. And those who have studied with me for the other subject in the past, they know that I would be answering you. So don't worry about that. But I just need this much from you, that you're not going to mug up, you're not going to rote learn, you're going to be absolutely concentrating in the class. When it's 2 hours live class, no other distraction, no other concentration, losing point you will be doing. Always carry a rough notebook with you for question practice. Always carry a calculator with you, the normal standard calculator that we have. Just like, suppose if I'm showing you here, just like this, a normal calculator you can carry with you. Please carry the same calculator with you in the class that you're going to be carrying with you for your exams, so that you have a habit of practicing on this calculator. Okay? You will have a habit, your fingers will run faster, more accurately in the exam. Nobody is going to use mobile phone calculator, please. It's a lot of distraction, speed will be less, plus you're not allowed mobile phones in the exam. So just carry the calculator that you are comfortable with. If you don't have it, buy it. Another thing, please don't study from the PDFs. I really want you all to study from your ebooks. So in case if you don't have it, please buy it. The reason being, your ebooks have a lot of question bank also, that is not there in your PDFs. So please get those ebooks. You'll have a lot of questions to practice. Plus, I will be using ebook in the class. Okay, so have the updated books. Don't use the last versions. In case if you're having the previous version ebook, then wherever there are changes, please make a note of it along with the class. Okay, and just keep doing practice. Understand the concepts is what I require from you. That's all. We'll be having mock tests. So my plan is to give you 2 to 3 mock tests throughout this complete MA program that we are doing. Okay, so from start to end, I'm planning to keep 2 to 3 mock tests. Now again, that depends upon how well you guys are, preparing yourself for the mocks. These mocks are going to help you for understanding how's your preparation for MA and what level you stand, how much efforts you need to put in more to ensure that you get good marks in your exam. Okay. That is what, that's okay. And please rename yourself to the valid name. So the last query, whoever is asked, since the name is not there. So like I said, if you have the older book, no problems. Okay, just whenever we are doing the topic, I will be using the new book. Okay, wherever there is a difference, just we can click the pic of it. Okay, or just, I mean, you can click a pic of it, and as well as you will get the same in the recording, so you can study from there. Only that limited portion. No, And yes, I keep hearing this kind of questions that, ma'am, I'm not an BT, can I do MA? I'm not an FA, can I do MA? There is no absolute relationship between all these three. If you're studying MA, there is no problem, even if you've not done FA, even if you have not done BT, that's completely okay. Okay, just understanding of concepts, the starting chapters especially is important for all of you, because that is going to give you base for your MA syllabus. Okay, so just ensure that you're absolutely clear with what we are doing in the class. Okay, in order to get the ebooks, just get in touch with the VGLD team. They will guide you for the ebook process. Okay, just get in touch with them. Anything else? Because then I'm going to make you introduce with your subject MA, the exam pattern, and we will understand that. But till this point, anybody has any questions to ask to me? Please put it in the chat box. Because guys, the mode of communication between you and me is through chat box. If there is a need, then we will use audio. I will allow you to unmute yourself and speak. Otherwise, let it be through chat box only. Your videos and audio will be off, and it's only mine that will be on. Okay, then let's go and understand your subject first. Okay, let's quickly understand your subject. Yeah, you are allowed to use calculator for the exam, but not the mobile ones. Like I showed you, the calculators, the simple calculators would do for your exam. Okay, like the simple calculators. Yeah, but I can see your chat, Priyanka. Yes, you are not allowed to, you will be. Because nobody has sent messages to everyone. They all have marked messages to me directly. Expected is that whenever there's a question which is asked to you in the class, then please mark messages to me directly. Okay? Priyanka, that's the reason you're not able to see anybody else's chat. Fine? Yeah, no worries. Okay, guys. So, first quick question that I have to ask you is, how many of you have visited ACCA Global website? Truly tell me, how many of you have accessed the site? Come on, quickly, revert. How many of you visited your ACCA Global? Okay. So out of many of you, some 50, 40, 50s around you, no worries. When I say accessing to your global ACCA Global, I don't intend to say that you have access to your my ACCA. I mean, just generally scrolling through the ACCA Global site, looking into your MA portions. So anyways, out of some 40, 50 of you, it's around 10 that have accessed the site. So I think first let's make yourself familiar with this site that you're going to use now regularly from the day that you have registered for ACCA till the time that you clear for your ACCA, become an ACCA affiliate. And after that also, for getting yourself updated with the articles, it's good to visit your site. It's a very, very good site. Let me just make you familiar with your site now. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. All eyes on my screen only, please. Leave aside your books. Just look at my screen. Okay, so I've just logged into your ACCA Global site. You can see on my screen. This is ACCA Global. This is the home page that you're going to receive. Then we will go from students. Look at my screen only for the time being instead of logging into your laptops or computers or mobile phones. Don't get distracted. Just look at my screen. Okay, and then you can access it later on. Okay, from students, now please go to your study support resources. Because I'm going to make you familiar with the resources that are available for you. Okay, then from here, we will go to your ACCA qualification and we will go to MA, our subject. Now, though I really don't want to share this, but then just like look at the pass rates for your MA. It's like from June 21 to June 23, your pass rates are given June and December. Though it is, I know it is demand based exam, it's an average till June and average till December for 6 months. That's taken here and then given. So approximately 60% is the pass rates. But when I say for VGLD, I think I've seen it as high as 99%. So I've hardly seen any student who has not cleared the exam. So excuse me, which notes you want, Roshan? Which notes you want to download? You will be getting recording for the classes, and whenever I'll do any questions or any kind of notes in the class, I would be sharing that also after the class. So which notes you want to download, please put it in the chat box. Whatever I'm saying, you want to note it down. Is that? Okay, you want to download the notes from Study Hub or the personal notes? The PPT slides. No, I generally don't share PPT slides. Let it be without PPT for MA. Is it okay, Roshan? Okay. Yogita, we don't need much level of maths. Don't worry. Just a simple statistics and simple mathematics. Okay. You won't be troubled for it. Don't worry. Okay, guys. So first, let's introduce with the subject. This is MA. And this is your ACCA global platform for MA. Okay. And before even I go into anything, this is an introduction to MA. So this would give you a detail about. Okay. Let me play a small video that's given by your ACCA Global only, just to make yourself a bit familiar with your subject. Okay. Tell me, can you hear it? I'll just share the sound. Okay, now you'll be able to hear it. Okay.
This exam develops your knowledge and understanding of management accounting techniques to support management in planning, controlling and monitoring performance in a variety of business contexts. The syllabus starts by introducing the nature, the source and purpose of management information, followed by the statistical techniques used to analyse data, and concludes with an introduction to measuring and monitoring the performance of an organisation. ACCA recommends studying with an approved learning partner and using study materials from our approved content providers. However you study, ACCA will support your learning journey with a range of free resources. There's study guidance to help you get started and support throughout your learning journey to get you exam ready. There is guidance from the examining team, including examiners' reports which provide constructive and detailed feedback, and there are technical articles, exam technique guidance, as well as videos and webinars to support your studies. The exam has two sections. Section A has 35 objective test questions, each worth 2 marks. Section B contains 3 multiple choice questions worth 10 marks each. All questions are compulsory. The time permitted to complete the paper is 2 hours. Calculation questions account for approximately 1/2 of questions in both Section A and Section B. Using the resources available from ACCA and your approved learning partner is the proven route to exam success. So good luck with your management accounting exam from everyone at ACCA.
I think this gives you some insight into a paper. This gives you an insight that leave aside the topics, you have to solve 35 questions of 2 marks each in section A. That's typically a MCQ or multitask questions that you're going to get. Sometimes a fill in the blanks also you're going to get. Apart from the figures and choosing the options, you don't have to type in anything in your MA paper. It's completely objective. Okay, and then the second thing is you get section B. That's covering 3 scenarios, and each scenario is for 10 marks each. There is no fixed number of questions for each scenario. Some scenarios, one of the section B question can have 2 parts, other section B question can have 4 parts, other section B question can have 3 parts. But in total, there will be 3 section B questions and 35 section A questions. Total 100 marks. Time to complete the exam is 2 hours. So roughly, if I say, you should take around 1 minute or 1.2 minute for every mark. Okay, that's coming out to be around 2.5 minutes maximum you can take for a section A question. Maximum. I generally keep a timer in the class for 2 minutes. So I want that speed with accuracy for 2 minutes in order to ensure that you will be completing a paper well in time. Fine, let's look at some other things. So first, I will just show you your MA exam paper also. I would be showing you. Now I'm showing you one options each. No, okay. Someone has asked me, ma'am, is there any negative marking? No, there is no negative marking, dear. But remember that in ACCA, when you're answering section A questions or even section B questions, suppose section A has 2 parts that I'm going to show you now when I show you the sample paper. Suppose section A has 2 parts. So you would be, only if you're answering both the parts correctly, you will get 2 marks. Otherwise, you'll get 0 marks. So there is no part marking here. Okay. If a question is for 2 marks, when it's answered completely, then only you'll get 2 marks. Otherwise, you'll get 0 marks. Yes, you can study MA and FA together. There is no problem. Okay. They're not so difficult that you cannot study together. You can. And students study, and in fact, they clear the exam also. Okay, please now look at my screen. Okay, this is like what was given to you in your PPT is here in the PDF. So you can just go through it. There are some tips and tricks that you should follow. And you know that your MA exam, FA exam, BT exam, these are all on-demand exam. Okay, and wherein whenever you're ready, you can just see the availability at the center if it is available, or even you can book remote-based exam. Even suppose you're ready today, you can book the exam for maybe 2 or 3 days after it also. That's completely okay. If you get a seat, you can book the exam. So you don't have to wait for a quarter or for 6 months to book your exam. When you are entering into the skills level Yogita, then you are allowed to give the exam every quarter. So every quarter we have skills level and the P level exams. That's generally March, okay, December, then you have July, and sorry, March, June, September, and December. These are the 4 months wherein you are going to give your exam in the first week. Okay, and so that's skill based, and you get your results after a month or so. That's approximately in 30 to 40 days, the results are out. Fine. And demand based exam, you get your result then in that time only on the screen. And if there is any changes, then within a week or so, you will get your final mark sheet. You will find it. But generally, it's the same. Okay. So you get your exam then and that there only when you appear for your test. Okay. So just look at few things.
So it's important to be familiar with the CBE platform functionality.
This is a video that I'm playing again from ACCA Global, just to make yourself familiar with your CBE platform. CBE is computer-based examination platform. As you all must be aware, you don't have to write the exam in the, you don't have to write it on pen and paper. So your exams are not on pen and paper, but on the computer, whether you give it remotely at your home or you go to the center and appear for the test. Okay. So this video is just to make you familiar with that CBE platform. So please attentively watch it.
You wouldn't take a driving test without first functionality. You wouldn't take a driving test without first driving the car that you're going to take that test in. And the same applies to these exams. So here I am on the practice platform and I'm looking at the management accounting, the MA full exam. The first screen shows you the time allowed and the pass mark, and then it shows you the content of the exam. It also says at the bottom, all questions within each section are compulsory. You simply just press next, and then you'll go through 3 pages of instructions. Notice one of the important things on this page is how to put permitted characters in numerical answers. If a decimal point is required, then you need a full stop. And if a negative is required, then you need to put a minus sign in front of it. No other characters, including commas, are accepted. You navigate using the arrows, so the next and the previous arrows, as so. You've also got an exam progress bar, which we'll look at in a minute. And then you've got other features showing you the flag, remove the flag, references and help. We're now going to start the exam. Here is the first question, and I'm going to explain the toolbar at the top first. Question 1 shows you that it's for 2 marks. You have your time remaining next to that. You have your exam completion bar in the middle. At the moment we've done nothing, so it's 0% complete. And then you can have your test progress details to show you what you've completed, what is incomplete, and what is flagged. Down here are your references. So if you have a formula sheet, for instance. The next one is the help icon, which goes through those help screens again that you saw earlier. And then we come to the flagging function. I'm going to flag this question because I don't know the answer. I'm now going to go to the next question. And notice this one is also for 2 marks. I'm going to complete this one, just have a guess. And in this specimen exam, it will tell you whether it's right or wrong. But in your real exam, it won't tell you that's wrong. You just have to keep going, thinking that you may have got them right. And then I'm just going to show you the progress chart again. It says 6% complete. That's because I've completed 3 questions and I've flagged 1. Once you've completed the exam, then you would simply exit. It tells you that you've got incomplete questions. Do you still wish to exit? Yes. And then you get your result. And this will be uploaded to your account within 72 hours.
Okay, any queries that you have for CBE exams, please put it in the chat box. The CBE pattern of the exam, like we just saw the video. In this, if there's any query, please ask me in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Now, the next tab that I want you all to be very familiar with is your technical articles. See, we will be covering every topic in the class, but then there are experts also who have given their articles. They are all ACCA affiliates, senior members, who have given their articles on the different topics that we are going to be covering in the class. So in order to have even more detailed analysis, you all can go through these topics. Once we're completing or we are on that topic, you can all go access these topics like ratio analysis, fixed overhead absorption, and reapportionment of service cost center, this topic, cash budgets, inventory control. So these are some of the topics that are given to you. Then on exam technique also, how to prepare for on-demand computer-based exam. This is going to give you some, exam techniques on your preparation. Right? Study support goals, and these are going to help you, like the syllabus to be covered, the technical articles to be viewed, the question types, and as I told you that the question paper pattern is given to you. It is going to make you familiar with a lot of patterns of the questions that are going to be asked in your exam. Like I'm going to cover some. For example, the kind of questions that can be asked to you is like multiple choice questions where you have to choice, we have to select one answer. Understand these are the round circle boxes. That means you have to select in these round circle buttons. You just select one of the answer which is going to be correct. Multiple response questions. You can see these boxes. Now they become square. That means you can select multiple options. This question wants you to select two options. So you will select two. But guys, even if you select four, the question will accept it. Right? So this can be an error, please. When you're doing the question and appearing for the exam, please be very clear for what is the requirement of the question. Okay, accordingly, you will do the selection. And please understand, in this kind of question where you have to select two options, see, for example, which of the following are examples of connected stakeholders? Now, if I take customer and supplier, okay, and the answer is B or D, for example, and if I select customer and executive director, and suppose executive director is wrong, but you will say, ma'am, customer is correct, then I should get 1 marks. No. ACCA marking here is very simple and straightforward, that says only if you get the complete answer correct, only then you will get 2 marks. Otherwise, you'll get 0 marks. Okay? Everybody, are you absolutely clear with this? So only if you get the complete answer correct. For example, here if the answer is B and D, if I select B and D, only then I'll get 2. If I select B and C, or maybe B and A, one is correct, one is wrong, I'll not get 1 marks. I'll get 0 marks. Okay, so either you will get 0 or you will get 2. You will not get any part mark. Now moving to the next one, multiple response matching questions. Here you have matched the following. Again, you have to give response to each of these parts, and only when you give all the 4 parts correctly, you will get 2 marks. If you get even 1 part wrong, you will get 0. So there is no part marking. Again, there is no negative marking, which means that you're not going to leave any question. In case if you're confused, if you're not, if you are very doubtful for a particular question's answer, then just keep yourself calm, get your best estimate, try to remember the answer. Just try to remember the way to do the answer. In case if that is not helping out, then try to give the best estimate. That policy please adopt, and just give the answer that you think is going to be the correct answer as per you. Okay, don't leave the question unanswered, because there is no negative marking. So why to lose marks? You never know that if that answer turns out to be correct. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. Now there can be questions where you have to enter the number. So like here you don't have options, but you have to answer the question. So you'll enter the value here. $sign is already entered. You just have to type in the number. Now, questions require you to be reading it with absolutely clarity. That means that sometimes a question will mention, please answer the question up to 2 decimal places, up to 4 decimal places. Then please do the answering accordingly. Reading of question is very, very essential. Or should I say a proper reading. Please read your question with proper eyes open and brains open. Okay, that means remember one thing, that in your exams, 50% of your answer is in the question only if you read it properly, right? So please read your questions very, very properly. And also remember that at least 50% of questions will be theory, 50% will be practical. So it's not that, there is it's just not a fixed percentage, but tentatively half of the paper is based on theory questions, half is based on calculations. Okay, one question Priyanka has asked me. Ma'am, if we have to pick two answers and if I give only one answer which is correct, will I get marks or will I get a zero? Very interesting one. You tell me. Anybody? I've just explained you that. If you have to pick two answers and you get one answer correct and one answer wrong, will you get 1 mark? No. Thank you, guys. All of you, thank you for answering. Priyanka, no, dear. You will get 0 marks. Okay? So, like I said, there is no part marking. It is the paper of yours is, checked by the computer only. There is no manual intervention. So, computer has been programmed to give you either full marks or zero. No part marking is there. Got it? Okay, now the next. Okay, if you leave the question entirely, you will not get marks. Okay, and if you leave the question entirely, there is no negative marking also. So that is why I said try to attempt the question. Okay, always attempt 100% of your paper. There is no negative marking. So then why would you like to leave it? Got it? Okay. Now you can have additional type of questions also, like gap filling questions. Gap filling is you will get here, you will have scrolling options. There will be options given to you. And for like this is a section B question where you have 4 tasks. You will click on one task, there are options. Okay. These are like, okay, these are the drop down buttons. You'll get you'll get some options. Select the correct option for that answer. So you'll have these kind of questions also. Here you have a gap filling where you have to type in the answer. That these are kind of questions are also there. Yeah, fill in the blank types. Correct. Please remember, this is also very important area to note. These here it is written that the figures are in dollar thousands. There is suppose the value is 2 lakh, 2 lakh divided by 1,000. You will just write 200 here. Okay, you will not write 2 lakh. You will convert the figures into thousands. So that's an important area that you have to look into. Okay. Now, next, for example, you can have questions like this also. Like I said, the drop down questions. These are the hotspot questions and gap filling questions. There is no, okay, Yogita has asked me one question that, ma'am, what if there is a spelling mistake? You're not writing only anything, Yogita. So where will you will have a spelling mistake? Either you're selecting the options or you're just typing the numbers. So there is no space for any spelling mistake. Got it? You're not typing anything. Okay, Ayush has asked me one question. In the above, there is 0 of 2 marks. If I give correct answer, then yes, you will get 2 out of 2. But look here, this is only for your specimen exam. The mock paper that is there on your website, that you will get this kind of detail, 0 of 2. In your main exam, you will not get this. So you will not know whether it is wrong or right. Okay, it will not reflect like this. Got it? Okay, then you have some other hotspot questions also where a graph or a diagram would be given to you and you have to interpret it. Okay, interpret the areas highlighted. Okay, now these are some tips given to you for your CBs. I would like you all to go through the same. Okay, for passing the question, like here it is said, reading of question is utmost important. The better you read a question, the better you would be able to answer it. Okay, so these are some of the tips given to you. I would like you all to go through it. Okay, whenever you have time. So if it is preferable, please, if it is you have time, try to go over it over the weekend only, so that even before you start for your regular sessions Monday onwards properly. Today we are going to have some portions, but more topics will be covering more Monday onwards. So then you would know beforehand how you are going to have your preparations done. Okay. Now the other portion that I want to discuss. Like this, you have your examining team guidance. I will tell you this. Yuvraj has asked me what average time can be taken to complete MA, so that I will tell you, and we are progressing with the subject. Okay, right now, just go as per the class, just go and flow with the classes. Okay, then this is star marked, because it is really important. Examining team guidance gives you an insight into what went wrong with the questions of some of the students, or some of the questions. And then they would give you tips on what is the correct answer is, and how to arrive at that correct answer. What was the common mistake done by the students? You should go through all three of this, so ensure that you are not repeating those kind of mistakes. Like, I'll show you some. These are the examining team guidance, that what will be the MTQs be on, how they will be marked, how it is structured, how do MTQs deal with the narrative answers, is there any negative marking, will the candidates be penalized for rounding errors. Rounding errors is acceptable in the CB exam. On computer-based exam, when appropriate, the computer will allow a range of answers. Like, for example, here, the the calculation is, suppose here coming 37,91,000. With some other calculation, you can get 37,90,000. With even other formula, you can get 37,90,787. So computer will accept all the answers in the range of 37,90,000 to 37,91,000. Got it? So computer is never selecting the fixed answer only. It can accept it in the range. But of course, there has to be well calculated. I mean, if you give the answer 37 lakh, then that's wrong. That will be marked as 0. Okay, now so rounding off. These rules I would be telling you also as we proceed in the exam. But please go through this. These are all CV exam guidance, and I think it is very, very important for all of you to visit it. Okay, please visit these guidances. They are really helpful for you to understand. You can find it in the technical articles in this exam techniques. You will find it. Okay, so please go through them. Yeah, there is change in the subject that we are going to be covering when we are progressing with the classes. Okay, quickly. So now you all aware of it, and I think this, I'll just show you one examiner's report. See, these are the topics, these areas. Many times you all skip. Okay, you all don't look into your website, but let me tell you, you visit it, you'll find many good tips that are going to help you for your exam, not just MA, but all the foundation level exams, as well as the skills exam and all when you proceed. Now, please see, suppose this is the exam paper that they have taken from September 22 to August 23. A random paper has been taken, and then the details are given. Section A, for 1, 2, 3, 5 questions are taken. Okay, and the answering has been done. Then examiner's comments are mentioned on the same, that what went wrong with the student, why commonly some students did the wrong selection, so how to improve that, all this would be given here. Like section B, comments would also be given, plus some other tips that are given to you by the examiner. There are 3 examiner reports that are mentioned here. So I would like you all to go through these 3 examiner reports and the examiner's guidance as well. Right? They are really, really helpful. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so please go through these topics. They are really going to be helpful to you. And I don't know how many of you are very familiar with the ACCA Hub. This is a new ACCA Hub that has been introduced to you by ACCA in the last attempts only. Last quarter only they got introduced. It has got free online study content which covers the full syllabus, though it is not the book. There's some videos covered. It has got quizzes. It has got practice and revision questions and the flashcards. Many of times, some of the students ask me, and ma'am, is BPP sufficient? Or should we study with Kaplan or the other tutors' notes? With Study Hub, you have got lot of questions in addition to what is there in BPP. In BPP, also in the ebooks, you get question bank. So I think, and as I would guide you, that complete your BPP full, complete your study hub. That's more than enough. You don't need any other book, any other notes to cover from. Are you clear? Okay, so now Study Hub access is there on your My ACCA platform. So just when you get My ACCA, you can access Study Hub. I would tell you the access of Study Hub in the next week. The reason being, I know many of you have not got the My ACCA credentials. So as you get it, then it is more useful for me, useful for all of you to see what is there in the Study Hub content. Jatin, generally ebooks are accessed by a code given in the physical book. So I prefer that physical books are more better to study because you cannot have so much of screen time all the time. Your distractions are there when you study online. So I believe that get your physical books for your own study. You can mark it, underline it, highlight it, and that would help you in studying the portions more better. And ebooks are there for more of question banks. Okay, and you have other portions that will help you in there. Yeah, exactly. So with the physical books, you get codes by which only you can access ebooks. Okay. Another portion, guys, though I give you notes, whatever is relevant in the class, you have books, but my suggestion to all of you is it's always better to study with your own created notes as well, because then you are more, you know the things more better way. So please start that from day one only. Whenever we are completing any topic in the class, when you're revising it, apart from what I give you, try to have your own self-created notes in the language, in the way that you are comfortable with. Okay. So I hope that everybody is familiar with this study hub. If not, let me just play this small video for you.
Let's take a closer look inside Study Hub, your ultimate study resource. It's a digital hub. Study Hub gives you online access to study materials from ACCA. It works like an ebook with added interactivity. It's a knowledge hub. Study chapters help to increase your understanding. A visual overview shows all the topics in each chapter, so it's easy to see how they link up. It's a revision hub. End of chapter quizzes put your knowledge to the test. The multiple choice questions are automatically marked so you can review your performance. Flashcards test your knowledge of key definitions. Check your answer against the definition on the reverse of the card. Practice questions help you prepare for your exams. You can instantly compare your answers to the suggested solutions. It's an anywhere hub. Whenever and wherever you want to work, Study Hub is there on web and mobile. It's a success hub. 79% of students said Study Hub made them more confident. 90% said they would use Study Hub again. Use Study Hub to help boost your progression. Just go to your My ACCA account and click on the Study Hub link.
Okay, so when you get your My ACCA, please access Study Hub, and don't worry, next week even I will be playing the same. Okay, I would be showing you the access to Study Hub. So I believe as soon as you get your My ACCA account, please start doing the questions of Study Hub as soon as we complete the chapters. Okay, so don't wait for it. We don't wait for the end to complete the questions. Just complete it along with the classes. Okay, any doubts that you have in these topics? I'll just make you familiar with your some specimen exam also, and then we go into the subject in detail. So please look here. This is your CB specimen. Okay, this is your ACCA qualification. Time allowed is 2 hours, and passing marks you all know is 50%. Though when I say to my students, I know you all should aim for minimum 85 to 90%, in 95%. I mean, just aim for higher marks. Don't aim for 50%. Okay, so these are instructions to you that how you should attempt your answer. Your minus symbol will be put in if you have the answer is negative. If the question says give your answers to 2 decimals, then you'll give to 2 decimals. And if the question says round off, then you will round off the answer. Start exam. This will not be there for you in the main exam. Okay. The timer would be like this for you in your main exam also. You're not allowed to carry watches. So you will see the timer here. This is going to give you test progress details. Which questions you have done will be marked green. Now, for example, I've selected this. Okay. It is wrong here. It is coming to me in the specimen. Okay. It is corrected. You will not get marking like this. It is just for your specimen exam. Now, guys, if I go to the next one, just see the progress detail. It shows it 2% complete because I've done one complete question. You can give exams at home. You can book remote-based exam. Okay. Now, please see, if I flag this question would be assumed, even if I've ticked it, please see, even if I've ticked it and I flagged this question, my progress will not show that it is unflagged. Even if a question is complete and it is flagged, it will not be marked by the examiner, even if it is correct. In order to get it marked by the examiner, you need to unflag the question. Click on the flag again and you can unflag it. But when you're giving the exam, the real-time exam, and if you're not clear with the answer, if you're not confident of this answer, you can flag it so that when you go to the next question and to the next question and to the next question, and if you want to come back to the question, you can come back to the flag question. And even if you're not sure before submitting the exam, please unflag it. Unflagging means your question will be marked. Otherwise, it will not be marked only. Okay. Okay, now you can see that kind of questions. Here, I just have to enter value. I cannot enter any alphabet. See, I'm trying to enter, I cannot enter. This space is only for values. Okay, then I'll go to the next one, and like this, you will have questions. You can see here the graph questions also, which I have to answer. Then here we have box. I have to select 2 questions, 2 answers, right? Now it is showing it is wrong here. And it is showing it is wrong. See, this combination is showing wrong. That means one of them is correct, one of them is wrong. So then also I will get 0 marks. Okay. Now, I want to go to section B. Let me show you section B, 3 questions. You can see this is a scenario given to you and these are the tasks. Now, please see, I have dropped down options. I will select the drop down answers. If not, when you are attempting section B question, the best part is that it is not that only when you get all these correct, you will get 5 marks. In section B, suppose I've got these 2 correct and these 4 marks, 4 wrong, I will get marks for these 2 boxes. No, it is not checked, Hansla. If you're unflagging the question, that's not checked. That would remain as if you've not answered the question only. Okay? Yeah, so what I was saying here, guys, please pay attention. If there are, suppose there are 6 boxes, it is total for 5 marks. You can see here. See, if I got even 1 correct, I've got the marks. Okay, so in section B, you don't have to answer all 6 correctly to get marks. Even if I select, suppose here I've selected all. There may be some wrong, some right. So I've got 2 marks here. Okay, accordingly, it is pro rata given to you. No, cross, tick, nothing is shown in the exam. That is only there in your specimen exam. You will not get these marks percentage also. Nothing will be given to you. Okay, marking will not be there for you in your main exam. You will get your marks only when you submit at the end of the exam. Okay. So like this, you will select. So you can see here in this section B first question, you have 3 tasks. If I go to the, see, I will only scroll up fully, scroll down fully, then I can go to the next one. See, in this second section B question, I have got 3 tasks. And for each task, there is a separate marks. Okay. Again, I go to the third one. The third one has again 3 tasks, but it can be 4, it can be 2, it can be anything. Now, here again, I have to select the drop down. Here I have to type in. Here again, I have to type in. Okay. Now, once it is done, if I want to submit the exam, I'll say exit. It is showing me that you have incomplete 34 questions, flagged 1 question. Can you see flagged? If I don't unflag it, it will not be marked. So I will go to that question and I will unflag it to make it marked. Now you just see what is the question It is telling me that now you have 34 incomplete questions. Still, I want to exit. I'll say yes. In your main exam also, when you exit the exam, you will get your result like this. If it is more than 50%, it will be successful attempt. If it is less than 50%, it will be unsuccessful attempt. And the time taken also would be reflected. Fine. Okay. Any queries you have in this? Anybody on your ACCA platform? Okay, then I think let's go to the subject. Okay, when you get ebook, you will be able to access it through the vital source with the codes that you have. You will be able to access it. Okay, this is the main book that we are following. Okay, Yogita says, ma'am, what if we are not left with any time for clicking exit? Then automatically your exam will be over and it will be submitted. Don't worry, it will not be cancelled. It will be automatically submitted. Okay, and Senthil has a question in section B. Question whether it will be given how many marks each task has. Yes, that will be given to you, but the marking will not be done. Okay, you will just see the marking for each. Like here it is there, it is a 5 marks, 6 marks, it will be mentioned to you. But how much marks you have got, that will not be reflected. That will be only reflected as a part of the final marks that you're going to get. Okay, any other questions anybody has? Please put it in the chat box. Okay. Thank you. Now, this is the book that we are following that is going to be valid for exams from 1st September 23 till August 24. Okay, we are going to be following this book. Pavan, but I would suggest please follow BPP and don't take Kaplan. The reason being, we are doing BPP in the class. So you will, although BPP and Kaplan, the material is almost similar, but that's not exactly same. The pages, the questions will all be different. The way of theory writing would be different. So you will not feel yourself linked with it when I'm doing the questions in the class. Okay, so try to get BPP access. That's more important. Okay, as we would be following BPP in the class. But of course, doing the BPP or a Kaplan along with your study hub is sufficient. Okay, so now let's move forward. But there's one more point that I wanted to highlight. When you're doing questions, see, like I said, each mark is generally, as per the ACCA guideline, carries 1.2 minutes. So 2-mark question should be done in 2.4 minutes. But what I suggest is, and what I follow is that we will do always a question. We'll try to do a question in 2 minutes only. They will not add additional 40 seconds or 50 seconds to it. I will give you exactly 2 minutes to do the question. Fine. And like I said, like it is given 70% is section A and 30% is section B. So for you to, the key to clear the exam is getting the conceptual clarity and practicing as much questions as you can. There is BPP, all the exam kit, the question bank, and along with it, the study hub questions. Okay, so this is compulsory to be done by everybody in the class, compulsory. Okay, this is your PNR kit that comes with your books. You have your exam kit like this. Okay, we answer a lot of questions. You can see these. I give you homework generally from this PNR kit. Okay, that is practice and revision kit. So here you can access so many questions. Okay, generally these questions, let me just show you. This is the topic. On the topic, the questions are there where I give you homework and then we discuss in the class. Suppose this was the first topic, second topic also. So generally it is chapter wise that is given to you. So making your life much easier to do the questions. Okay, and at the end, we have 3 mocks given for exam practice. This is compulsory to be done by everybody because these mocks are really good and you need that in the exam. At the end of it, we have the formula sheet given. These are the formulas which are going to be made available to you in the exam. Apart from these formulas, no other formulas will be given to you. So that formulas you need to memorize. Okay, these formulas are going to be given to you in the exam. Apart from these, if there is any other formula, okay, there are that you need to memorize. This is the present value table, annuity table, normal distribution table. All this will be given to you in the exam, will be made available to you. So you don't need to remember. Okay. Now I'll just make you aware with your ebook. That is the study book also. This is the books that we are going to follow, the ebook. It has got all the chapters listed here. So total chapters we will be doing would be 18 chapters. Okay, again, now it has got essential reading that again you all have to follow. Once we complete one chapter, some topics are in detail, and made understood here in this essential reading tab that I want you all to follow once we complete any chapter. Like I said, Himanshi, that a formula sheet shows you the formulas that will be given to you in the exam that would be made available to you. In the help section, you can access them. Apart from those formulas, no other formulas would be provided to you. So you would need to learn them. Okay? But they're very less than you need to have a learning for. Fine. This is again, like you said, Himanshi, this is a formula sheet that will be made available to you. Now, what I was saying was the essential reading. That is, for example, if you're doing accounting for management chapter, the essential reading gives you a bit more detail about that chapter, a bit more understanding, some questions also that will make you understand the topic even more better for these. So this I need you all to, I would be covering them orally in the class, but when you are studying the chapter, I need you all to cover this. Okay, apart from this, now we have the further questions practice. Like I said, this is only available in the ebook. You'll not find it in the PDF and all. In the physical book also, you'll not find it. These are some other questions to practice. These are the question banks that you should practice along with your PNR kit and your study hub. You will practice these questions as well. Okay? Quickly tell me if you have any doubts. Otherwise, I'll begin with the first chapter, accounting for management. Any doubts anybody has, anything that you have to ask, please quickly type it in the chat box. Yeah, Noor, you asked me. I had a question relating to the internship that is required by ACCA. Does it have a full-time job or a part-time? And can you do it while you're a student? See, internship is required to be done once you complete your skills. So that time you should be doing it. And there are criteria mentioned, the hours mentioned, that is the minimum number of hours that should be covered in that internship in a day. So once you're going for an internship, that time you can cover it. Okay. Yeah, you will get the codes for ebooks also. Yes, correct. But yes, when you're still a student, Manur, you can do it. You don't need to complete your study and do it. After skills, you can do it. That's a requirement also. Okay, and there's an experience list also, which experience will be counted. In case if you have worked earlier, then even that experience is counted. You don't need to do the internship again. Okay, fine. So now everybody, we are going to be beginning with the first chapter for MA, that is accounting for management. Okay, so everybody just look here attentively. The first topic that we are covering is what are cost and management accountants. Generally, when I say a cost accountant or when I say management accountant, people always or everybody, they think that cost management and management accountant and the cost accountant, they are one and the same thing. They do the same kind of work. What is their work? That is, they just prepare cost sheets, cost reports, and everything relating to costing. So apart from costing, they don't do anything. Generally, that is what we carry. With MA subject also, when I say we're doing MA, you generally feel that we're just doing costing. Is it? Do you also carry the same perception? Okay, that's good to hear. So what is the difference between management accounting and cost accounting? Management accounting is a bigger term than cost accounting. And for that, I'll just go a little bit more behind. As in, financial accounting is a much bigger term. Financial accounting is when you're just concerned with the preparation of balance sheets, profit and loss, cash flow statements, and all. Yeah. Now, management accounting is a step ahead. That is basically an accounting from the point of view of management. It's not that we prepare separate accounts. But see, if I see that, yes, the sales this year are 1 million. Last year, the sales were 1.5 million. Financial accounting will give me the balance sheet, profit and loss in every statement. Cost accounting will tell that, okay, what was the cost of the product last year, current year? We can analyze it. But management would like to know that, boss, why the sales have fallen down. Last year, the sales were 1.5 million. And today, in this current year, the sales are 1 million. Why the sales have fallen down? Which products were not, marketed well? Which products faced reduction in the sales? Which products may have received increased in demand? So management would like to go in detail of this. Okay, suppose last year or the budget as per the target, the selling price of a product should be $10 per unit. But actually, the product was sold at 8 per unit. This information would be given to me by cost accounting. Cost accounting will tell me that what was the selling price, what was the cost of the product, and what was the profit we earned. But then management would like to know even in more detail that why the selling price got reduced. Was there a demand problem? Was there a supply overflow? Was the economic condition not well? Was there a very high inflation? Or the area to which the business catered, is there any changes in that customer preferences in those areas? What is the reason? So management would like to go in detail of these reasons rather than just looking at the figures or looking at the costing. So management accounting is basically knowing in detail. So it is used by the management of a company, the managers, the CEOs, the CFOs, all these managerial persons in the business to know that for what reasons the business has increased or decreased. Is it the business working that is going on, the revenue, the cost, and everything, is it contributing towards the overall long-term objective of the organization or not? Are we going to meet our long-term objectives? Is the organization able to achieve its objectives or not? This is the purpose of management accounting. So management accounting is a bigger concept. It is just like behind the scenes concept. We have the behind the scenes from the shows that we love to watch, right? What is behind the scenes? The preparation that went in. So just like financial statements are generating, but behind the scenes, management would like to know that what is going on with the company. Where are we increasing the sales? Where are we decreasing it? Where we have a higher cost? Where we have lower cost? Where we are losing business to the competitors and where we are gaining from them. So this is an in detail knowledge, because why? Can you tell me a reason why management is so much interested in knowing these reasons? Why? What if they don't know the information? What will go wrong? Can anybody tell me? Why management is, looking into this accounting information in detail? Why they want to assess that what is the sales position, why it has increased, decreased, and so on? Why? For what reason? Perfect, Mehnur. Thank you. See, keep typing in your answers. Mehnur has given me such a terrific answer: to become more efficient, to increase the efficiency of the organization. Yogyata has given otherwise the organization will fall down. Why? Because management have a responsibility of running that organization. Priyanka, if they don't know the problem, they can't fix whatever is wrong. For what purpose? Otherwise, the objective achievability will become a question mark, right? Senthil is given to rectify mistakes and improve in the upcoming years, because they are running the business people. To make more profitable next year, to manage the organization effectively. Ritika, Pavan have mentioned. Yuvraj says, if management doesn't know what is happening in organization, they can go in losses also. Perfect, perfect. Roshan has given, so that they can solve these problems and be profitable by utilizing resources well. And Vansh has pointed out, management is responsible for decision making. Very well done, Vansh. Management is responsible for decision making because they are the folks who are running the business. They are the ones who are, who have to ensure that the business is achieving its objectives, long term and short term. They are the ones who are ensuring that the business is running in profits. So their core area is to make the business survive and make it profitable to achieve their long-term goals. Correct, Yuvraj. Manav has mentioned to take effective decisions to increase more sales or reduce cost, or increase the productivity, market share of the business. So now, if I say that MA and cost accounting, they're one and the same thing. Do you agree with it? Do you agree that MA, management accounting, and cost accounting are one and the same thing? Yes, Shubham. Good. Correct answer. Perfect. No, they are not. Okay. So I hope that this topic is absolutely crystal clear with everyone. Whenever I will use the term cost accounting and management accounting, you should be able to form the ideas without learning up anything. Okay, I hope that nobody is going to learn anything. MA is depending upon cost accounting. Yeah, to a certain extent, it's a part of it. Yeah, so just remember, no, they are not interchangeably used, Hansla. Just now we discussed, no? Can you use it interchangeably? That means, are you saying that MA and CA are same? Cost accounting does cost calculations. MA is also doing cost calculations? No, right? Perfect. Okay, yes. So Vansh has summarized it in a very good way. I would like to put it. MA is you basically for decision making, and CA is for calculating cost. So calculation of cost is a part of MA. We need to calculate the cost in order to know the profits, in order to know the position of the company, so that the management can take better decisions. So yes, they are. It is a part of MA. Perfect. Very good. Okay, so I'll just quickly take up the definition, then go to the next topic. Cost accounting is the gathering of cost information and its attachment to the cost objects, the establishment of budgets, standard cost, and actual cost of operations, processes, activities, or products, and the analysis of variances, profitability, or the social use of funds. Looks very technical language. I'll keep it, make it simple. Cost accounting is getting that information on, on what? We will always calculate cost for the cost objects. So now the question is, ma'am, what is cost object? Cost object is or every activity or every item in the business that has got a cost. Okay. So just like a stationary item is a cost object. Okay, a finance department is a cost object because we are calculating cost for the department. We are calculating cost for a stationary item, for a pen. All these are cost objects. Every object that has got a cost, every item that has got a cost is a cost object. Clear? Yes. Okay. Now there were 2-3 terms written here. Let me just explain you very briefly here because we will be doing that in detail. Standard cost, budget, and variances. See what happens. Guys, suppose you are staying in a hostel. Okay. For suppose any of you who's staying away from the family, do you receive money from your parents every month? Any of you? Okay, great. So now do you have a target to do your expenses in that money only? Okay, or are you allowed to borrow money from your friends every month? Or you have to do your expenses within that budget, within that money given by your parents? Quickly. Are you allowed to borrow from your friends every month? Very, very correct, Ayush. Perfect. You have to do your expenditure within the amount that is given to you by your parents for that month. What is that then? Budget. That's a budgeted amount given to you by your parents. And in that budget only, you have to do your actual expenses. Suppose your parents sent you 5,000 for this month. Yes, correct, Yogyata, only in emergencies. Okay, so the budget for this month was 5,000. You did an expenditure of 4,000. So have you done better or have you done worse? Is there a difference? If your expenditure was 4,000, your budget was 5,000, I've done better. Yes, perfect Ayush, perfect Prachi, Shubham, very well done. So what is it? The difference between budget and actuals is variances. If the company has done better, we call it a favorable variance. It's good for the company. If the company has done worst, we call it unfavorable variance. Is this absolutely crystal clear? And the budgets that is set are the targets given by the company to the team, to the workers and the managers to achieve in the forthcoming period. Generally, budgets are prepared for a year because every company should have a target, right? What is the targeted sales? What is the targeted profit? What is the targeted cost and everything? Correct? So the budgets are the yearly targets generally or monthly. I mean, any periodical targets which are given to be achieved by the organization. Fine. And then at the end of that period, we compare the actual performance with the budgeted. If there's a difference, we call it variance. If actually you've done better, it's a favorable variance. If actually the management has done not better compared to the budget, they've done adverse, we call it unfavorable variance. We will be calculating variances and all later on. Don't worry for that. Okay, then there was a term standard cost. Standard cost is nothing but the budgeted cost. So when I say with respect to costing, we use the term budget. We use the term standard. And with respect to all the areas of your P&L account, we use the term budget. Okay, so normally we don't say budgeted cost. Okay, we say standard cost. Standard cost and budgeted cost is one and the same thing. It is a target cost only that is set at the start of the year. That this is the price at which you should buy the material. This is the price that you should fetch the labor. That's clear with this? Guys, any doubt till this point, please put up in the chat box quickly. Now I want everybody to be absolutely crystal clear with what we are doing. Okay? No need to learn up. Just in case of any slight doubt, also put up in the chat box. I'm ready to answer it. Okay, let's go to the next definition, management accounting. I explained standard cost again. Like I said once, suppose at the start of the year, the management will give a target. Okay, that if the raw material is to be purchased, ideally it should be purchased at $5 per kg. This is a target given at the start of the year for the full year. Suppose if we are actually purchasing the raw material at $7 per kg, then we are doing more than the budget. So it's an unfavorable variance. Got it? The budget that is given by the management, we call it as standard cost. So standard cost is the targeted cost given by the management to be achieved by the the other managers and the team. Is this clear? Yeah, so budget and standard is an interchangeable term. Okay, just that in a simple way, I would say it is an interchangeable term. Though budget is a larger picture, standard is a smaller picture. How? Standard is a term that we only use for costing. So whenever we are preparing a targeted cost sheet, I will use it as standard cost sheet. But suppose if I'm setting a target for sales, if I'm setting a target for other areas of the business, like number of accidents, okay, number of people to be hired, I will not say standard. I will use the term budget. So budget is for all areas of the business. Standard term we use only for costings. Am I now absolutely crystal clear? Senthil, Yuvraj, Vansh, guys, are you absolutely clear now? No need to be thankful. That's okay. Correct. Yes. Yes, Chatin. Absolutely correct. It is a smaller part. No, cost is a smaller part for management accounting. Management accounting covers costing, revenue, decision makings, assets, everything, liabilities, everything they cover. Are you clear now, Jatin? Okay, let's proceed. So now I'm just taking the definition again of cost accounting and then I'll take management accounting. Great. Cost accounting is the gathering of cost information and its attachment to cost objects, the establishment of budgets, standard cost, actual cost of operations, processes, activities or products, and the analysis of variances, profitability or the social use of funds. Okay, I hope now the picture looks clear to everyone, though we are going to be going in detail for these topics as we go further in the chapters. Management accounting is the application of the principles of accounting and financial management. Okay, so it is not just the principles of costing, but accounting as well. Financial management, that is when you're dealing with finances, like capital, the corporate finance, capital budgeting, and all the financial related things to create, protect, preserve, and increase value for the shareholders, for profit and for not-profit enterprises in the public and private sectors. So the focus is to give value to the shareholders, whether we are in the public sector or the private sector, whether we are doing the calculations for a profit-making organization or not-for-profit organizations. The definition remains same. Okay, what are the main areas of management accounting? As we discussed, costing, we already know about it. Planning, of course, planning is a very, very crucial part of management accounting, because the main task of management is to do proper planning, right? To do proper planning, setting the objectives, assessing the objectives, and ensuring that the objectives are achieved for the organization. They prepare budgets. So budget is a part of your planning process. Let's look at this flowchart to understand the management accounting flow. First step, when as a part of management accounting, what does the management or the managers, the CEOs, the CFOs, all these people do? First, they do the planning. So they assess the organization, they assess the economy in which the organization is, the external factors, the internal factors, and then they set up forecast to be achieved in the future. Now, for example, when we were in the Corona period or COVID-19 period, what happened? They were targeted. There were targets that were, they were brought down by the companies, because the outside environment, the external environment, outside the company, the economy in which the company was there, like in India, it was not a very beneficial environment for everyone, because business was also scaling down for many people. So then, according to which only forecast was made. We cannot say that, okay, last year we achieved 1 lakh sales, so this year also we have to achieve 1 lakh sales. Considering the economy, considering the environment that we were in, 50,000 sales were also good enough. Okay, so now we assess the current trends, we assess the economy, we assess the internal factors, we assess the organization, its mission, its vision, and everything to assess what will be the forecast. So we plan the objectives accordingly, then give it to the people, in the lower level and the middle level. These targets are given. Okay, so now we evaluate these objectives, and basically the target, always remember, is one thing. All the actions of the company are always towards one thing: to get the maximum objectives achieved for the company, to maximize the profitability of the company. Okay, so then we try to consider all the alternative ways to achieve the objectives of the company. Okay, now once you have evaluated, suppose 4-5 alternatives, now you will finalize one of the alternative, that is, we'll agree on the corporate plan. Okay, once we have finalized a plan in order to achieve the objectives, then we will do a planning for the same. The production planning, how to go up, that is planning for the production, planning for the resources that are needed to produce the goods, planning for the products to be manufactured, and then research and development to have new products, new innovations. Every company who's surviving in the market is generally that company which is coming up with new innovations. iPhone 15 Pro is different from iPhone 15, right? New innovations are there, titanium, body, and other features. Because innovation is a key to achieve success. So R&D is a very, very, very important portion of a company's strategy. Okay, once we have determined everything, plans are set, targets are set, organization budgets are prepared, objectives are set, then these budgets are given to the operational level or the lower level of the organization, which is generally carrying on the production work, that are actually doing the work, like the supervisors, workers, and team heads. It is given to them to ensure that the targets are achieved. So top level gives it to the middle level gives it to the operational level. Only purpose is that the budgets, long-term, short-term targets, they all should be achieved in order to ensure that the company is able to maximize its profitability. Next, an important area of management accounting is control. Control is what we have already discussed. We create budgets, we create targets, we create standards, compare it with the actual performance, and then see where are the variances and whether they are favorable or unfavorable. Okay, and then we scrutinize them in detail and see why are these variances here? Why are the unfavorable variances? Why are the favorable variances? Generally, we don't question favorable variances, but why are the unfavorable variances there? And in case of favorable variances also, if the gap is too much between budget and actuals, then we wonder whether budgets were set properly or not. So we need to check that in order to set the next year budget. Okay, this is control. Then decision making, of course, it's the main point. We take decisions, management, which products to produce, how much to produce, what all to produce, how we are going to finance for the organization, whether the project's targets, how to set, all this is answered. So the different steps in decision making is, now you all know, I'm just summarizing the steps. Then any doubts anybody has, you know what to do, ask me in the chat box. I just have one requirement, be absolutely crystal clear with your concepts. Okay? Now, so the process is, number one, we identify the goals, objectives, or problems for the organization as a whole, identify the alternative solutions or the opportunities which might contribute towards achieving these goals, collect and analyze relevant data about each alternative, make the decision, okay? Make the decision, make the choice, state the expected outcome, and check that the expected outcome is keeping with the overall goal or objective of the organization. Always remember, the main aim of the organization is to maximize profits. Generally, a profit-making organization has this objective. And whatever budgets we prepare, whatever targets we set, always overall aim of the organization has to be achieved. Always. Okay, you will not deviate from that. I will explain. Don't worry, Senthil. I will explain it again. Okay, let me just complete it. I will explain it. Once we have done with the planning, then you have to implement this decision. Then once you have implemented a decision, get the actual results, compare it with the actual results, and see whether we were able to achieve the budgets or not. Find out the variances and then analyze these variances in detail. Complete process is done. Okay, Senthil, for you again, planning process is what? Okay, Senthil, give me I'll ask you, and you are going to give me a question. Give me the answer. Okay, I want to start a startup company for me selling pens. Okay, my product is going to be the pens. What do you think when I'm doing the planning for my company? What is going to be the first step for my company? I've just thought that I'm going to start a new company. Then what should be the first step that I should do? Once I'm planning for the targets and all. What is the first step that I should do? Please type it in the chat box. Don't look at the flowchart, okay? This thing can answer me. And you all can answer it to me. Mark it to everyone. Okay, all of you can answer. To check for target customers. Okay. Do you think that first step should be to check for the target customers? Thank you, Prachi. Please mark it to everyone. Those who are answering, please mark it to everyone. Prachi, thank you. So, Senthil, first step Prachi has given me. Ma'am, please set the objectives. How can I directly know my customers, Senthil? Right now, I don't know what is the objective of my company. Now, you will say, ma'am, objective is to earn profit. Is this only the objective? Can I set the objective like in 5 years, I have to achieve a profit of maybe 1 crore or 1 million? Or maybe in 3 years, I have to achieve a particular objective. I have to expand to five countries, 5 states. Like this, I have to be very clear about my objective. Yes. How to enter in the market, how to maximize the sales. First step is always setting the objectives and setting the goals. Now in that goal, I can set, like what you said, who is going to be my targeted audience, to whom I'm going to cater to, how to enter the market. Okay, what should be my sales targets? Now here I'm going to be thinking, and I'm not going to create targets for 1 year first. I will always create targets for what is the sales targets for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. What is the long-term vision? So we always create the long-term vision first. Okay. No, that I've already decided. It is going to be a production company for pens. That is already decided. Okay. Senthil, are you clear with the first step? Is everybody clear with the first step? Great. Okay. Now Yuvraj has given me 1 point how my products will be different from the other. It's not your objective, Yuvraj. My objective is pen. Suppose I've already decided I want to invest in 4 types of pen. So this is already done in that innovation stage. But R&D center is there, so which is going to regularly innovate the products. Fine. Let's go to the second step. So we have covered the first step here, identify goals, objectives, and problems. Now I've identified my goal. I have to achieve a sale of 5 million in the next 5 years. Guys, come on, do the thinking and tell me what should be my second step now. First step is clear. I have to get the sales of 5 million in the next 5 years. What is my second step? This is one of the goals that I've given, okay? We are going to concentrate on one of the goals. Okay, Yogyata says how to do the same. No, this cannot be a question. No, is a second step. Okay, identifying ways to achieve the objectives. Thank you, Ritika. Very good. Implementing methods to achieve these goals, evaluate the alternatives. So Ruchi has given. So like Ritika said, identifying the ways to achieve objectives. Now, boss, I will, my team will decide how to achieve the sales of 5 million. What we will do, we will identify the areas where we are going to launch our products. We will identify the customers to whom we will target. We will identify, just a moment. Yeah, assumptions about achieving the objectives. More than the assumptions, we need concrete ways of achieving the objectives, Prachi. Yeah, very good, Ayush. Identifying the opportunities. See, if I have to achieve a target of 5 million, I have to know by which ways we can achieve it. So the team will discuss all the alternatives. Okay, you can do a marketing in East Africa. You can launch a product at the same time at 10 places. It is just like when a movie is launched. Just understand, when a movie is screened, is it launched at the same time everywhere in the world? No. It is generally launched at different dates in the world. Because to get the market audience, see, the first place where it is launched, if it is very popular, it's got the popularity over there, then the next places, it will create a hype, and it will be able to get greater audience. So this is the marketing strategy that they're doing. These are the different alternative plans. Some movies don't get launched on the theaters, they get directly launched on OTT platforms. What is it? Sales methodology. Okay, that is evaluating the different alternatives, how we are going to achieve our targets. Clear? Step 2, evaluating identifying the alternatives, and the third one is collecting data about each alternative. Decided? Then the last one will be what? Selecting the alternative with which we are going to take the final decision. So we are finalizing our alternative, our decision. Okay, and then we will make a detail of it, that if I finalize the decision of launching this product this month here, next month there, then next to next month in this country, if I'm launching this kind of a strategy, then what is the expected result? According to me, how each country will give me the revenue. So we'll prepare a detailed plan of the same. Once that plan is finalized, then we will implement the decision, and then after that, we will check it with the actuals and do the variance analysis. Are you now crystal clear with it? Please tell me if there's still any doubts. Senthil and everybody in the class. Any of you still carrying doubts? Please put it in the chat box. Okay, great. Crystal clarity is needed. Okay, now exam point focus. The MA or FMA syllabus specifically mentions the managerial processes of planning, control, and decision making. Make sure that you understand the meaning of each and every process. I hope that my class is absolutely crystal clear with this. Okay, now let's quickly look at the 3 levels of management. Boss, you know the 3 levels of management. I talk about Reliance company. First level can be Mukesh Ambani, Isha Ambani, Akash Ambani, and all these Ambanis and the other directors. They're the top levels, right? The ones who are setting them. The main work is what? Looking into the company's performance overall, setting the objectives, thinking of the expansion plans, how to grow the company, how to look into the profitability. They're not interested in the day-to-day working of the company, right? Whether one division is doing great work or not, where one employee has done a good work or not, they're not interested in it. They are interested in the overall picture of the company. They are interested in setting the policies of the company. They are interested in setting the long-term objectives as we discussed of the company. You all agree with me? This level is called as the top level. Correct. Top level or the strategic level. Strategic level means that level which is the top level of the organization and which has the basic duty of preparing the strategies, creating strategies for the organization in order to ensure that the long-term objectives of the company is achieved. So they are generally the long-term objective setter. They are generally the plannings is what is done by the top level. So they are generally the planners, okay, to ensure that the company is able to achieve its objective, the company is going forward, the company is expanding. So they look into these matters. Fine, the top level or the strategic level. Generally, it covers the chairman, the MDs, the board of directors, and so on. The next level is the middle level of the organization. Okay, even the CEOs, CFOs, they all come in the top level. Generally, the owners of the organization, but I cannot say owner, Yuvraj, why? Because for a company, owners are the shareholders, but they are not a part of your top level, middle level, lower level. So I'll say the main working committee, the topmost people are there in the top level. Agree with me, Yuvraj? So I'll say the board of directors, the ND, chairman, CFO, CEOs, they all come in the top level. Okay? They're generally the planners for the organization. The middle level is called as a tactical level of the organization. Why? Because their task is to get targets from the top level and give it to the lower level. Okay, so they are like mediators. Their main aim is to ensure that the targets are achieved. Okay, and to get the work done by the lower level. So they are generally the managers. Okay, they're generally the department heads, right? Finance head, admin head, sales head, marketing head, all those guys. Yes, yeah, the HR head. So their main aim is to ensure that, okay, Mr. Mukesh Ambani has given the target, the management has given the target that you have to get 10 million sales in the next 5 years. So now they will divide it, they will break it down to every year targets, and that every year targets will further be broken down into every month target, every week target, divisional targets. All these targets will be created and will be given to the respective divisions. So it's the middle level, that's the most important level of the organization. You know why? They receive targets, budgets from the top level, okay, that are long term. Then they create short term budgets like annual budgets, and the monthly targets, weekly targets, and all they prepare. They give it to the lower level. So now their task is to receive targets and to make sure that the targets are achieved, the plans are implemented. To get the work done is their target. That's a very, very difficult area, right? So they play a very, very crucial role. So they act as a bridge between top level and the lower level. And they are the ones who are actually getting the work done. So it's a very, very important area of the management. So they are the middle level. They prepare the medium-term loans. They are generally preparing the budgets, forecast, and ensuring that the resources are there to achieve them. Okay. Last is the operations level or the lower level of the organization. That is generally the ones who are non-planners. They don't do planning. Their main task is implementation. And they are the ones, boss, who's getting it implemented. They are the ones who are actually doing the work. Okay. ACCA and CA depends, Ayush, that you are at which level. If you're in the managerial level, you are in the tactical position. As you grow further, you will go in the strategic levels. Okay, as more experience that you gain. Here, operations, we have generally the workers, the supervisors, or the persons below the managers and all. Like you have the analyst, okay, who are actually doing the work, executives who are doing the work. So who are actually doing the day-to-day work, the on-field work, they are the ones who are operational levels. So generally, they are not bothered by what is the target for the next 5 years. They are not bothered by what is the target for the year. They are more bothered by, boss, what is the monthly target? What is the weekly target? What is the 6-month, quarterly target? They are more bothered by that. So, the budgets are broken down into these terms and then give it to them. They are the ones who are doing the day-to-day work. Okay, they use internal information. They need more detailed data to achieve the targets, right? So it is the starting level of the organization or the lower level of the organization, but which is this? It is the level which is actually doing the work. So it's one of the most important levels. I think each level duties and responsibilities. Are you clear? Please tell me till this point only. Any doubts, any queries that you have? Are you able to understand everyone? All the points? Okay, great. Good. So let me just take quick points and then we do a question. Strategic planning, it is the process of deciding on objectives of the organization, on changes in these objectives, on the resources which are used to attain these objectives, and on the policies that are to govern the acquisition, use, and disposition of these resources, right? So they are the overall planners. Long-term strategic planning, it involves selecting appropriate strategies to prepare the long-term plans to achieve these objectives. Like, for example, selection of the product, the markets, the required level of profitability, any purchase of the subsidiary companies and non-current assets. All these major decision-making is done at top level. Middle level or the tactical level or the management level, management control. You call it by all these names. It is the process by which managers assure that the resources are obtained and they're used effectively to accomplish the organization's objectives, which is set by the top level, right? So the resource availability, resource allocation, resource usage is the responsibility of the tactical level. Okay. Now, generally, when I say resources, I refer to manpower, materials, machine, and money. Okay. Efficiency, when I say, it means the optimum use of the resources is there. That means we are using the right combination of material, man, power, land, capital, whatever you say. We are using the best combination of labor to ensure that the target, the output is achieved. Okay, the best output is achieved from the input that is there. Okay, that means suppose we are having 1000 kgs of material used in the production process, it is able to generate maximum output with less wastage. So we have the labor which is working most efficiently without any idle times, it is doing the work really quickly, is what we understand by efficiency. Effectiveness, I use the word effectiveness, means that is whatever or outputs we are achieving is the ones generally which was targeted. So the output that we are achieving is exactly the ones that we are targeted, right? Or more than that. It is definitely not less than that, is what we mean by effectiveness. That means we are able to use the resources properly and perfectly to ensure that the targets are achieved, objectives are met. Okay, so it is a very difficult level of organization because it refers to the conversion of long-term plans into a series of short-term plans, generally covering a year, like I said, for budgets, okay, which is related to the different functions in the departments. Operational level is the lowest level, but the one who's actually working on the objectives, okay, and it is assuring that the tasks which are set are achieved properly. It is important to note that operational planning occurs in all aspects of an organization's activities. Okay, that means like even for repair work, even for answering customer complaints, we have these operational level activities performed. And everything that we do, in every activity of the organization, there is operational level involvement. Because they're actually the ones who are doing the work. So without them, the targets will not be achieved. Okay, the scheduling of unexpected or ad hoc, all of a sudden, it means all of a sudden work must be done at short notice. Okay, this is a feature of operational planning. Generally, operational planning doesn't go, as a proper plan. We have ad hoc basis decisions. Okay, that, it has to be done. Now, just we have received an order quickly, we have to make sure that the order is completed. So it does not go always with the planning. There are some unorganized tasks also that comes in, or unplanned tasks. Okay, suppose if there's a breakdown that has taken place, no, that's an unexpected. No, we don't plan for a breakdown. So then the action has to be taken quickly. Let's look at one question. Okay, now quickly, let's discuss one question. All of you please answer. Senior management decides that the company should increase sales by 5% for at least 5 years. What is this plan? Strategic, tactical, or operational? Type it in the chat box quickly. Please mark your answers to me when I'm asking you questions. Okay? Yes, you all are correct. Very good. Perfect. Perfect. These are strategic. Okay, let's go to the plan 2. Very good. Very good. Roshan Manav, correct. Please mark your messages to me only now. Okay? Plan 2. The sales director and the senior sales managers, they make plans to increase sales by 5% in the next year with some provisional planning for the future years. This involves planning direct sale resources, advertisement, sales promotion, and so on. Sales quotas are assigned to each sales territory. What kind of planning is it? Perfect. Very well done, guys. Perfect. Okay, next time, please ensure, Menu, you're writing it to me directly, okay? Perfect. Superb. How it is strategy, Manav? It is a tactical, na? Because here we have managers who are now deciding the short-term plans. See, here the planning was for 5 years. Here we are doing it for 1 year. The short-term plans. So, this is a tactical level. Are you clear now? That's okay, Menu. Right? Manav, are you clear now? Great. Last, the manager of a sales territory specifies the weekly targets for each sale represented. Now here we are doing which planning? Operational, tactical, or strategic? Perfect. Very well done. It is operational. How do I know? See, because we are discussing weekly targets. So we're talking about detailed plans. It is an operational. Very good. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Okay. So people, I'll stop here today. Monday, we will complete this chapter and we will be beginning with the next chapter. Today, there is no homework. Monday onwards, you all are going to receive homework. So please carry your notebooks, calculators in the class. Don't miss the live sessions. Attend them regularly. It's a request from my end. Okay, please support me for this. Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. I do hope that today's class was well understood by all of you. In case you have any queries, doubts, we'll discuss it on Monday. Go through the chapter. There is no issue. Okay. Thank you, guys. Hopefully, we'll have wonderful sessions for MA. So see you on Monday, same timing, and just join the class on time. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Good night. Take care. Bye. Most welcome. Good night. Bye.